A vibrant and living neighborhood doesn't work without a means and a place for people to make a living.
As a kid, I always remember wondering, is that really what Confucius looked like?
When I was experiencing homelessness, there was a social worker who helped us locate a new place to live. Now I get to kind of walk through the neighborhood where I grew up and say, you see all these buildings, they're all affordable housing, and it wouldn't be possible if we didn't do something about that. It's a deep-seated feeling of responsibility and debt. There was someone that helped me get to the place where I am now. AAFE really started out as a civil rights movement for not just Asian Americans, but for all people.
Over time, when we didn't see the funding coming to our community, we decided to create our own opportunity, right?
AAFE grew to be a community development organization in a very comprehensive sense.
We do affordable housing development. That's how we will combat gentrification.
AAFE created Renaissance Economic Development, which is the loan fund that generates capital to lend back out to these low-income entrepreneurs.
We provide wraparound services. We believe everyone is sincerely looking to be participants in our American democracy. What we're just simply doing is providing the tools for them to do that. An example includes our youth center. What we do is really important for the lifeblood of the community.
I didn't know Nelson till later, but we lived in the same block for a little while. I was on Madison between Rutgers and Jefferson. And
Jefferson and Henry.
yeah.
I grew up in a small 2-bedroom apartment. At any given point, there will be a dozen relatives living in that apartment. It's like a revolving door. And you know that because you can count the number of shoes that are outside in the hallways in Chinatown and a lot of immigrant communities. It's just overcrowded in very small apartments. We do care as part of AAFE's mission to ensure that there's safety and people are housed correctly. Hi, Lei. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Same here. How you been?
I'm well.
You want to come in?
Yeah, thank you.
When you guys came on board, you know, you guys made it easier for us. The program really helps out a lot.
So the Lower East Side cluster is a cluster of 3 buildings that were under the city's ownership. They have fallen under disrepair. The city reached out to designate this cluster for AAFE to develop. The goal is to take these buildings and then convert it into co-ops so that the tenants will have a chance of home ownership.
From a long time, we have a problem with crackings on the wall. I would hear the buses coming in. You would hear noise. Now you don't hear it. My kids, you know, they had to go through each other's room. It's not private. That was fixed by you guys. I love my windows. I love plants, so I have a lot of room for my plants. The appliances are where they're supposed to be. I feel like it's very different. You guys did excellent.
Affordable housing, there's a lack of it in the city. What's also happening is that landlords cannot upkeep these buildings. So these landlords who are also aging, they're selling to the highest bidder out there. Most people that live in Chinatown and Lower East Side can't afford market rents, so they're kind of forced to leave the community. AAFE is non-displacement. We try to keep tenants in their neighborhood.
Can you describe the difference between
home ownership and rental for you?
I don't see it like it's a profit. I see it like it's a good thing for the future. We've been here for 21 years. My daughter and my son, this is the only place they know. And this is their home, this is their neighborhood. It will be nice for my kids to be able to use this apartment for their families. It's something I'm looking forward to have.
For people who now have an anchor in the form of affordable housing, naturally the next step is providing the tools for them to flourish as a household.
My mother worked in the garment factory facing my window. I would try to see if I could see her. That whole East Broadway, all those buildings were factory loft buildings. Your parents would like pick you up at 3 o'clock, bring you up to the factory with like a bun, you know, or something.
My mother did English classes after her day at the factory. So I first knew about AAFE simply as my mother's English teacher. I think the communities we serve, basing on my own family's experience, is that we all want to be involved in the fabric of our nation. Things as simple as wanting to learn the language, finding ways to improve ourselves, is something that AAFE recognizes.
Over the course of AAFE's history, we grew out of our Lower Manhattan Chinatown base to areas such as Flushing.
Coming in from school, I use the space usually to just work on my stuff or just to relax, where you could just play games, you could bring friends.
Yeah.
Even though it's informal, it's a really great way to check in on our students.
Our youth center enables our high schoolers to imagine what a future can be.
I think one of the things that our students struggle with is being a first-generation college student.
My parents, they only did like high school and then.
Yeah, both of my parents only graduated high school, so me going to college is a brand new experience for everyone.
It's honestly really scary because I can't really rely on my parents. So I was kind of scared of not knowing what I have to do for college, like the financial aid, what documents I need. With AAFE support, I was able to plan out my post-secondary plans.
Yeah, I remember someone being able to answer questions was so crucial, you know, because you just don't know what you don't know. Do you have any idea, like early interest of what you might want to look into?
I really want to look into business.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do have my own business as well.
Oh, yeah?
So I do.
What is your business?
I have a nail business.
That's how it starts, you know. Aside from the youth center, AAFE also helps small businesses. So when you feel you're ready, we can provide like financing to like start a small business.
It's really amazing. I love that.
At Renaissance AAFE, you're looking into the future of what this business owner can do. Because of language and cultural barriers, new immigrants couldn't find employment. So we helped them create their own business. That's how you grow the community.
I think I call up so many places at the bank, but they say, sorry. They are not interested of a mama papa store. And when they say small business, they talk about employee at least 100 or something like that.
So you're too small for them?
I'm too small for them.
What is important about Renaissance to you as a small business owner?
I have to say I'm very taken about the loan. It is so important and help to actually apply for it.
So Susan came in person.
You actually hold my hand. You're encouraging me to give it that try.
When you help a small business and they get the loan, how does it make you feel? How does this
I feel great. It seems like I'm getting the money. I feel happy for my client. Yes.
We're investing in you.
Yes, actually you are. And not just monetary.
Yes.
It's the trust of the community that somehow you have to keep alive.
Thank you. In private banking, everything's transactional. But here is not just giving them a loan. It's helping them achieve their American dream. That was us back then. This is a picture of my dad. He was the head chef. My parents always said, oh, we started this restaurant so that one day you can get an education. That was their American dream. When my parents first came, they didn't have enough capital to start their business. Banks won't lend to a low-income business owner. So my parents had no choice. They chose predatory financing. You're paying 50 to 100% interest rate. Eventually, that predatory debt caught up to them. They had to close the business down. We almost lost our home. And I just felt like, this isn't something a new immigrant should go through. Every business I help is kind of like helping my parents.
Having this piece of a jade, calm you down in the chaotic moments.
Oh, so much chaotic moments.
Yeah.
Throughout my career, I've been through 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, the COVID-19 pandemic. The small businesses that we serve are constantly facing some sort of major national issue. That's a challenge for Renaissance. If Renaissance doesn't have the support, my fear is if Renaissance goes away, that means we're going back to the period where my parents were.
There are times when the world is so chaotic and so stressful, you think, why am I doing this?
Things change, policy change, but our community and the needs of our community doesn't change. So I will continue doing what I'm supposed to do, fighting for our community.
Sometimes when I talk to founding board members like Lydia Tom, asking them what made them get into this. How AAFE was started, we saw a world in turmoil. And now we see our world similarly in a very polarized sense.
Leading a politically divided nation.
I don't think that what we're doing is very different from what we were dealing with when we were founded. It's really just people who care a lot about people in general.
When tenants get the keys to an apartment that now they own, feeling that with them makes it all worthwhile.
We can reach across the aisle. What are some of the things that we all care about? It's down to the same fundamentals: affordable housing, support for our small business, our children, our seniors, and our public spaces that allow us a fighting chance to thrive and endure as a community. And as long as we focus on those commonalities, I think there is a future. We are here. We're not going anywhere.